Welcome to Word and Prayer YouTube channel. Today we'll be looking at another topic, which is call God to that situation. So I will be looking at the book of Mark chapter 4 verse 35 to 39. So I will read here using NLT. So as evening came, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's cross to the other side of the lake." So they took Jesus in the boat and started out, leaving the crowd behind, although other boats followed. But soon as a fierce storm came up, high waves were breaking into the boats, and it began to fill the with water. Jesus was sleeping at the back of the boat with his head on the cushion. The disciple woke him up, shouting, "Teacher, don't you care that we drown?" When Jesus woke up, he rebuked the wind and said to the wave, "Silent, be still." Suddenly, the wind stopped, and there was a great calm. So this place tells us how Jesus Christ calmed the storm when him and his disciple, they were going to the other side of the lake, and Jesus Christ was sleeping inside the boat, and his disciple were struggling with the storm. The Bible makes us to understand that it is when the water starts entering the boat that they now remember that our teacher is sleeping inside the boat, at the back of the boat, with his head on his cushion. That means Jesus Christ was sleeping. I mean, when I say sleeping, Jesus Christ was sleeping, maybe he was tired and he was sleeping, and his disciple, until they do it with their own capacity, seeing that their own power cannot do it. That's when they now call to the higher one, which is their teacher, that don't you get withdrawn here? We are doing all this thing, and you will see that with the voice that they say things with Jesus Christ, you will see that they are tired, and they are like, is this one not knowing that something is happening here? And they said, the Bible says that Jesus stand up and he rebuked the storm, and immediately there was a great calmness. So also we will see that in the place we've read, the people that journey with Jesus Christ are not people that did not know God. They did not know. It's not people that did not know Jesus. These people have journeyed with God. They journey with Jesus. They are the disciple of Jesus. They know Jesus. They know everything about Jesus. They know what he can do. But they prefer to struggle with the storm all alone, by their power, by their strength, and by this they are getting sinking already. So they are sinking inside the storm already, until they remember that there is God inside this boat that can save us. So also we, this time around, will be claiming that we know God. We may be saying that upon how I'm serving God, upon how I've devoted my time, I've devoted my entire life to him, I've devoted my time, everything, I'm serving him, everything he commands me to do. But have we forgotten that we are struggling by our own strength? It is possible that you know God. It is possible that you adore him. It is possible that you are a good Christian, but are you calling God to every situation? Are you calling God to every storm and every raging seas in your life? Are you calling God to everything that is happening in your life? Are you making sure that the attention of God is being called to them? The disciple of Jesus, they know that Jesus was inside the boat, but they prefer to struggle by their own might, by their own power. So we should not live a life at which we struggle. We are not meant to struggle. We are meant to walk our ways into victory when we call upon our God. We are not meant to struggle. We are not meant to struggle. Let's look at the book of Mark chapter 6, and we start from 47. I will quickly read the book of Mark chapter 6 verse 47. So late that night, the disciples were in their boats in the middle of the lake, and Jesus was alone on the land. He saw that they were in the serious trouble, roaring hard and struggling against the wind and waves. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came towards them and walking on the water. He intended to go past them. He intended to go past them. But when they saw him, Can you see? He intended to go past them, but something happened. They saw him. They saw him. They saw him. Imagine you want to go past someone and the person see you. What do you do? So they saw him. They saw Jesus. And when they saw him, walking on the water, they cried out in terror, thinking it was a ghost. They were all terrified when they saw him. He spoke unto them. Then when he spoke unto them, "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage, I'm here." Then he climbed into the boat, and the wind stopped. He climbed into the boat and the wind stopped. When Jesus come into every situation, everything that is negative, everything that is not your own will surely leave you. So we should give God a place, a place in our situation. Let's call God to our situation. Enough is seeing your situation be on a standoff until I see my pastor, until I see my reverend, until I see our vicar, until then my problem will be solved. No, until I see the prophets. No, until I see the apostles. No. The Bible says that the veil has been torn, and we now have boldness to come to that throne. We now have boldness to come boldly to that throne of mercy. So in every situation we are going through now, I'm telling you, and God is sending me to you now, that do not struggle. Don't be like the disciples that they struggle, they toy, they struggled. They struggled until they sight Jesus, and Jesus spoke to them. He says, "Do not be afraid." The Bible says that Jesus come inside the boat and everything was calm. So God is telling us today that do not struggle. Don't let your faith stand on the faith of your... Yes, it's good to look up to our pastors, it's good to look up to our reverend, but don't let your faith stand on that. The veil has been torn. Not until you see your pastor, you can provide for your need. Not until you see your pastor, your illness can be, your ailments can be healed. Not until you see your pastor can you meet your need. The veil has been torn, and we now have boldness to come to that holy throne. We now have boldness to come to that holy throne. Therefore, the Lord is saying to you right now that you should call upon him. He says that to everyone that call upon me. The Bible says in the book of Romans 10 verse 11 says that to everyone that believes shall be saved. So let's call God to that situation right now. Call God to that situation. Leave a place of you being struggling. We are not meant to struggle as a Christian. As a believer, as a child of the kingdom, we are not meant to struggle. We are meant to walk through situation by God holding our hands, not we alone. If we walk alone, then we are not going to go far in it. So the word of the Lord is calling unto you today, that call God to that situation. Yes, you know him, you have to call him. Yes, you know him, then you have to look up to him. Yes, you know him, you don't have to wait for anybody to call upon God for you. You have to call God on your own. You have to call God by yourself and letting him know everything that you are facing, everything that you are passing through. Then when you have called upon him, have faith that he has answered you, and rejoice in the Lord. Thank you so much. I love you. Bye bye.